The author explains the motivation behind writing the book, which is based on their experiences in futures trading since 1982. They highlight the explosive growth in the futures trading industry but emphasize that a small group of sophisticated traders consistently make significant profits while the majority of traders incur losses. The key difference between these groups is the mindset of the successful traders, who emphasize self-discipline, emotional control, and adaptability. The author asserts that these psychological traits are not inherent but can be learned through a trial-and-error process, often accompanied by financial losses and emotional stress. They argue that successful traders undergo a transformation in their mental approach to trading, which takes several years to achieve. The book aims to fill the gap in trading education by providing a systematic approach to developing the mental skills necessary for trading success. The author's personal experiences, including financial setbacks and bankruptcy, led them to discover the importance of these skills. They stress the need for traders to accept losses without negative emotions, adhere to trading rules, and adapt their perspective to market conditions. Ultimately, the book emphasizes the critical role of mindset and psychology in trading and offers a new thinking methodology to help traders accumulate wealth. In Chapter 2, the author discusses the need for a new thinking methodology in trading. They argue that the traditional values and beliefs instilled in individuals through their upbringing are not suitable for success in the trading environment. People who approach trading with these conventional beliefs often experience frustration, anxiety, and fear because trading is fundamentally different. The author highlights that trading may seem deceptively simple but is actually one of the most challenging endeavors. Success in trading requires a different way of thinking, one that is adapted to the unique conditions of the market, rather than relying on cultural and social upbringing. The chapter draws parallels with the concept of fire walking, where individuals can achieve remarkable feats by changing their beliefs and thinking methodology. The author emphasizes the psychological impact of trading, including its competitiveness, stress, and the potential for both financial gain and loss. Furthermore, the chapter discusses culturally learned behavior that leads to unsuccessful trading experiences and lists common trading errors rooted in a flawed thinking methodology. The author emphasizes the importance of acquiring specific skills and a thinking methodology to excel in trading. The author distinguishes between trading systems and thinking methodologies, with trading systems providing guidelines for market behavior, while a thinking methodology focuses on developing skills and processes for effective decision-making in the trading environment. The chapter concludes by addressing the common misconception that trading is easy due to its potential for rapid profits. It highlights how this misconception can lead to unrealistic expectations and sets the stage for psychological obstacles that traders must overcome to achieve success. The author suggests that changing one's beliefs and thinking methodology can lead to better trading outcomes. Overall, Chapter 2 argues for the importance of adopting a new thinking methodology tailored to the demands of the trading environment, rather than relying on conventional beliefs and values. In this passage, the author discusses the factors that contribute to unsuccessful trading experiences. They emphasize three main categories of reasons for trading failure. 1. Lack of skills. Many traders enter the market with inflated expectations of easy success and the potential for quick wealth. However, they often lack the necessary skills to navigate the complex trading environment. This lack of skills leads to disappointment, psychological damage, and fear, which, in turn, affects their ability to be objective and execute trades effectively. The author highlights that even if traders make some money initially without skills, they tend to lose it back to the market. 2. Limiting beliefs. Traders often hold a variety of limiting beliefs, some of which they may not even be consciously aware of. These beliefs act as barriers to success and can undermine a trader's confidence and decision-making. The author points out that becoming a proficient market analyst is insufficient if these limiting beliefs are not addressed, as they continue to influence behavior. 3. Lack of self-discipline. Successful trading requires self-discipline, particularly in situations where the trader's skills may not be sufficient to handle the market's challenges. Just as parents restrict a child's freedom to cross a street until they demonstrate the ability to do so safely, traders need to establish rules and limitations to guide their behavior until they acquire the necessary skills. Without self-discipline, traders may find themselves in situations where they face significant losses. The author suggests that traders must confront these issues and actively work to overcome them. They emphasize that the market doesn't support illusions, and a trader's true feelings and beliefs are reflected in their trading results. Overcoming these challenges requires a willingness to change and the recognition that trading success depends on both psychological and technical aspects. In this section, the author delves into the nature of the trading environment from a psychological perspective and highlights the fundamental principles that traders need to understand. 1. Market consensus belief. The author explains that the current price in a market is a reflection of the consensus belief about the value, relative to the future, held by all the traders participating at that moment. In essence, it's the collective sentiment and actions of traders that determine the price. 2. Making the market right. The author emphasizes that for a market to exist, only two traders need to be willing to trade at a particular price. It doesn't matter whether their criteria for determining value are rational or irrational. Once a trade is executed, it makes the market right because it has been made. 3. Individual beliefs versus market behavior. The author underscores that individual traders' personal beliefs, expectations, or desires do not influence the market unless they have the financial power to control prices. In other words, the market moves according to the collective force of all traders participating. 4. Opportunity and movement. Price movement in the market creates opportunities for traders to buy low and sell high, or vice versa. The author notes that the direction of price movement is determined by the greater force, as reflected by the actions of traders. 5. No absolute right or wrong. In the trading environment, the concepts of right and wrong as traditionally understood don't apply. Academic qualifications, reputations, or intelligence don't guarantee success. Traders are the ones who drive market movements through their trades. 6. Market is never wrong. The author emphasizes that the market is never wrong in its actions. It simply exists. As an individual trader, you have to accept that you can be wrong, and the market can move against your position. The key question for traders is whether being right about their beliefs or making money is more important, as the two may not always align. Overall, this section provides a foundational understanding of how the trading environment operates from a psychological perspective and sets the stage for further exploration of the challenges and dynamics of trading in the subsequent chapters. Chapter 4 discusses the concept of unlimited potential for profit and loss in the trading environment and highlights its psychological implications. 1. Comparison to gambling. The author draws a comparison between trading and gambling. In gambling, you know exactly how much you can win or lose each time you play, and the odds are often well defined. However, in trading, you never truly know how far prices will move from a given point. 2. Illusion of unlimited profit. From a psychological perspective, this characteristic of trading can lead traders to believe that each trade has the potential to fulfill their dreams of financial success. They may ignore the reality that the market's movements are influenced by the collective actions of participants, and this may not align with their dreams. 3. Confirmation bias. Traders who believe in the unlimited profit potential tend to seek information that confirms and reinforces this belief while ignoring information that suggests otherwise. This confirmation bias can hinder their ability to objectively assess market conditions. 4. Loss aversion. In losing trades, traders may hold on to the hope that the market will turn in their favor, even as losses continue to mount. They may only exit the trade when the potential for further loss becomes overwhelming. 5. Danger of unrealistic expectations. The chapter warns that the belief in unlimited profits can be dangerous from a psychological standpoint. While the possibility of significant gains exists in trading, it may not be realistic in every trade. Holding on to unrealistic expectations can hinder a trader's ability to objectively analyze the market. 6. Objective perception. To be successful in trading, the author suggests that traders need to release themselves from the illusion that every trade can fulfill their wildest financial dreams. This is essential for learning how to perceive market action objectively and make informed decisions. In summary, Chapter 4 underscores the psychological challenges traders face when they harbor unrealistic expectations of unlimited profit potential in every trade. It emphasizes the importance of objectively assessing market conditions and avoiding confirmation bias to make informed trading decisions. Chapter 5 delves into the idea that prices in the trading market are in perpetual motion, with no defined beginning or ending, and it discusses the psychological implications of this characteristic. 1. Continuous market motion. The chapter emphasizes that trading markets are always in motion, never stopping completely. This motion is driven by traders who are willing to buy higher or sell lower, leading to ongoing price changes. 2. Unlimited trading decisions. It points out that the decision-making process for traders is ongoing and involves not just entering trades but also deciding when to exit based on profit and loss considerations. 3. The trap of greed. The chapter warns that traders might fall into the trap of greed, believing there is no limit to potential profits in an environment of perpetual motion. This illusion can lead to poor decision-making. 4. Subjectivity of enough. Determining how much profit is enough is highly subjective and influenced by personal beliefs about money, needs, and security. This subjectivity can affect trading decisions. 5. Active versus passive loss. It contrasts trading with gambling, highlighting that in gambling, players actively choose to participate and determine their risk upfront. In contrast, in trading, one can passively incur losses and continue to do so without taking action. 6. Confronting psychological issues. The chapter explains that trading forces traders to confront personal psychological issues related to loss, being wrong, greed, and revenge. These issues can impact trading decisions and need to be addressed. 7. Avoidance through illusion. Traders often use market information to support their beliefs and avoid confronting their psychological issues. They may filter information to align with their hopes and desires rather than objectively assessing market conditions. 8. Passive loss in trading. Unlike gambling, where players must actively place bets to continue losing, traders can passively continue to incur losses if they don't take action to exit losing positions. This passivity can lead to significant losses. 9. Revenge trading. The chapter discusses the concept of revenge trading, where traders attempt to recover losses by increasing their risk exposure. This behavior can be psychologically damaging and counterproductive. 10. Alignment with market. It stresses that to be a successful trader, one needs to learn how to let the market guide decisions about what may happen next and when to exit. This requires addressing and releasing oneself from negative beliefs related to loss, being wrong, greed, and revenge. In summary, Chapter 5 emphasizes that trading in a perpetual motion market environment poses significant psychological challenges. Traders need to confront their personal issues and biases to make objective trading decisions and avoid falling into the traps of greed and revenge. The chapter underscores the importance of aligning with the market and developing psychological resilience to succeed as a trader. Chapter 6 of the book discusses the market as an unstructured and constantly changing environment. Unlike structured social activities, the market has no defined beginning or ending and no rigid rules to follow. Traders must make up their own rules and take full responsibility for their actions and outcomes. The chapter highlights how many traders resist creating structure and rules for their trading because they want to avoid taking responsibility for their results. This reluctance to plan and define their behavior leads to a psychological trap where traders find themselves subject to random winning and losing, unable to repeat their successes or prevent losses. The text also touches on the herd mentality that often prevails in the market, where traders follow others instead of planning their trades. Superstitions and external factors are used as excuses to avoid taking responsibility for trading outcomes. The chapter emphasizes the importance of self-acceptance and taking responsibility for one's actions in trading. It suggests that understanding oneself is essential to understanding market behavior and becoming a successful trader. In summary, Chapter 6 discusses the unstructured nature of the market, the psychological traps traders fall into, and the importance of creating rules and taking responsibility for one's trading actions. Chapter 7 of the book discusses the concept that in the market environment, reasons for trading actions are irrelevant. The chapter argues that most traders do not know why they make their trading decisions because they often act spontaneously and impulsively, attributing reasons after the fact, which are often justifications or excuses. It emphasizes that traders typically trade to make money and fulfill their needs, wants, desires, and goals. The text points out that traders' reasons for their actions are generally unimportant because traders' beliefs and behaviors are often driven by fear and greed. The fear of scarcity and the fear of missing out play a significant role in shaping traders' actions and perceptions of market conditions. As a result, market behavior is driven by these emotional factors rather than rational decision-making. The chapter also highlights that prices in the market fluctuate due to disagreements between traders with opposing beliefs about the future value of assets. Buyers and sellers engage in trading with differing perspectives on the potential for future appreciation, leading to market dynamics. The text challenges the idea of market efficiency and rational behavior, suggesting that market behavior is often irrational and predictable based on traders' collective perceptions of external conditions and emotional responses. In summary, Chapter 7 discusses the irrelevance of reasons for trading actions in the market environment, emphasizing that traders' beliefs, emotions, and perceptions of scarcity and opportunity are more critical factors in shaping market behavior. This chapter discusses the 3 stages of becoming a successful trader. It emphasizes the importance of discipline and self-awareness in trading. The author highlights that traders create their own experiences of the market based on their beliefs and perceptions. The chapter also emphasizes the significance of self-acceptance and the ability to adapt to changing market conditions. It provides examples of traders who have struggled with self-acceptance and the impact it had on their trading decisions. Ultimately, the chapter underscores the importance of self-awareness, discipline, and a willingness to learn and adapt in the world of trading. In Part 3 of this book, the author discusses the process of adapting oneself to the trading environment. The first step is recognizing the need to adapt, as you can't change the market to suit your needs. Instead, you must change yourself to fit the market conditions. The author highlights the significant differences between the trading environment and the social environment we are accustomed to. The next steps involve identifying necessary changes and making mental adjustments. These changes include acquiring mental skills to adapt to market fluctuations and addressing any psychological damage from previous trading experiences. The section outlines various substeps to guide readers through this adaptation process. The author emphasizes the importance of monitoring the relationship between one's internal and external environments to avoid distorting information, which can lead to pain and psychological harm. Even though we can't directly observe our mental environment, the author suggests defining it through our experiences in the physical world. The book delves into the nature of beliefs and how they influence our perception of the market. It explores how fear is a driving force behind many traders' actions and suggests that understanding and overcoming these fears can help separate one from the crowd and anticipate market behavior. Finally, the author discusses how gaining control over your perception of market activity allows for greater mental flexibility and the ability to execute trades without hesitation. This control necessitates a deep understanding of one's inner environment in relation to the external physical environment. Chapter 9 of this book discusses the nature of the mental environment and how understanding it can be beneficial. The author emphasizes that comprehending oneself and functioning within the mental environment is not as challenging as it may seem. However, society often doesn't teach us how to do this effectively, leaving us with a fragmented understanding of our mental components and their relationships. To succeed, especially in trading, a fundamental grasp of the mental environment is necessary. The mental environment comprises various components, including positively and negatively charged emotions, illusions, beliefs, intents, expectations, needs, dreams, thoughts, attractions, memories, creativity, and intuition. These components interact and contribute to one's mental landscape, shaping their experiences and behaviors. The mental environment is characterized by its intangibility, as these components cannot be seen, heard, touched, tasted, or smelled like physical objects. Instead, they exist as forms of energy. The author likens this to how light and electricity exist as energy forms, even though they lack mass. Beliefs, thoughts, emotions, and memories are all manifestations of this mental energy and can influence our behavior and perceptions. The author also explains that our sensory experiences of the external world are transformed into electrical impulses, which are sent to the brain, where they are categorized, labeled, organized, associated with meanings, and stored. This process occurs in the mental environment, and it's where our experiences form into complex belief structures about the physical environment and our relationship with it. Moreover, the mental environment operates differently from the physical environment in terms of dimensions and speed. Mental energy is non-dimensional, meaning it doesn't have the tangible dimensions we associate with physical objects. It also operates at incredible speeds similar to the speed of light, allowing for instantaneous shifts in thought and recollection. This speed is demonstrated in phenomena like having one's life flash before their eyes in a near-death experience. The mental environment operates outside our typical concept of time and space, as it lacks the boundaries and constraints found in the physical environment. While physical experiences are bound by time and space, memories in the mental environment can be accessed and revisited at will. Our perception of time in the mental environment is related to the intensity of our emotions and experiences in any given moment. In summary, Chapter 9 explores the nature of the mental environment, highlighting its intangibility, its transformation of sensory experiences into mental energy, and its unique relationship with time and space. Understanding these characteristics is essential for improving one's ability to function effectively, especially in trading. Chapter 10 explores the dynamic relationship between our existence and the physical environment. It emphasizes that our very presence affects the environment, and in return, the environment impacts our senses, creating a continuous interaction. The broad definition of the physical environment includes everything outside of ourselves, including people. The chapter introduces the idea that experiences are transformed into electrical impulses of energy, which carry an electrical charge that can be positive or negative. This charge is determined by how the environment affects our senses. Positive experiences result in positively charged memories, while negative experiences lead to negatively charged memories. The intensity of this charge corresponds to the intensity of the experience. These charged memories influence our beliefs about the environment, and consequently, how we perceive and interact with it. It discusses the characteristics of positively charged energy, which promote curiosity, mental growth, and a sense of confidence. Positively charged memories encourage us to explore and learn about the environment, leading to personal growth. In contrast, negatively charged energy, rooted in fear, limits behavior and perception, hindering learning and personal development. The chapter explores associations as a natural way our brains organize information. We categorize people, objects, and sensory information based on prominent characteristics and associate past experiences with these categories. These associations affect how we perceive and react to similar situations or stimuli in the future. The text highlights the energy loop between our mental and physical environments, known as perception. Perception involves recognizing what we've already learned, and distinctions play a crucial role in this process. What we've learned shapes our perception, illustrated through examples like recognizing opportunities or diagnosing problems. The chapter concludes by emphasizing that our experiences of the external environment are often shaped by our internal memories, associations, and beliefs. These unique mental structures influence how we perceive and interact with the world, resulting in different experiences even when exposed to the same external stimuli. In summary, Chapter 10 explores the profound impact of memories, associations, and beliefs on our interaction with the environment, highlighting the role of charged energy, curiosity, and fear in shaping our experiences. It underscores that much of our environmental experience is internally driven by our mental constructs. This text explores the relationship between perceptions, emotions, and beliefs. It emphasizes that our feelings and emotions are not solely determined by external circumstances, but are influenced by our past experiences and beliefs. The example of a child associating negative emotions with specific words illustrates how past experiences shape our perceptions. The text discusses how beliefs create boundaries and limit our awareness of information, which can lead to closed-loop systems. It also highlights how fear can narrow our focus of attention, causing us to avoid or focus on certain aspects of our environment. This fear-driven focus can impact decision-making, such as cutting profits short and letting losses run in trading. In essence, the text suggests that to overcome these limitations, individuals need to learn to trade without fear, trust themselves to confront all market information, and broaden their perception to make better assessments and choices in various situations. Chapter 11 of the text emphasizes the importance of learning and adaptation to improve our satisfaction and well-being in life. The chapter discusses several key points. 1. Adaptation and satisfaction. The chapter highlights a direct relationship between our ability to adapt to changing environments and our overall life satisfaction. Adapting to external changes involves acquiring new knowledge and understanding of the environment. 2. Perception and information. It explains that the more distinctions we make about the components of our environment and how they interact, the more information becomes available to us through perception. This expanded perception leads to a deeper understanding of the cause and effect relationship between us and our environment. 3. Interaction with the environment. Success and satisfaction result from effective interaction with the environment to fulfill our needs and achieve our goals. This balance requires an understanding of how to act in response to prevailing conditions. 4. Knowledge gap. The text provides an analogy using circles to illustrate the vastness of what we don't know yet. It compares our individual knowledge to a small dot within the larger circle of undiscovered knowledge, highlighting the limitations of our personal understanding. 5. Impact of discoveries. It discusses how human discoveries throughout history have expanded our understanding, changing the way we perceive the world and driving progress. 6. Perfect correspondence. The text posits that perfect correspondence between our mental and physical environments would lead to complete satisfaction. However, since none of us possesses this level of understanding, our satisfaction levels are often lower due to our limited insights and abilities to act effectively. 7. Learning and satisfaction. Learning is portrayed as a natural aspect of our existence driven by curiosity and attraction to the environment. As we learn and expand our knowledge, our perspective and choices change, potentially leading to greater life satisfaction. 8. Resistance to learning. The chapter stresses the importance of acknowledging the existence of new possibilities and being open to learning. Refusing to recognize these possibilities can lead to stress and anxiety as the environment seems to be constantly challenging us. Overall, Chapter 11 underscores the idea that continuous learning and adaptation are crucial for enhancing life satisfaction and achieving personal goals. The passage discusses the importance of learning and adapting to one's environment for greater satisfaction and effectiveness. It suggests that feelings like disappointment, frustration, stress, and anxiety are signals of an imbalance or lack of correspondence between one's mental and physical environments. Conversely, when there is harmony between the two, people experience joy, happiness, and satisfaction. The text emphasizes that what we already know can block our ability to perceive and learn new information. Beliefs and experiences become part of our identity and shape our perception of the world. The passage also highlights that people tend to resist changing their existing beliefs, even when they are dysfunctional. Furthermore, it points out that the physical environment is in constant motion and change, while the mental environment tends to remain static unless actively updated. This can lead to problems when environmental conditions change, as people may continue to rely on outdated knowledge. In summary, the passage underscores the importance of continuous learning, adaptation, and self-reflection to align our mental environment with the ever-changing physical environment and to achieve greater satisfaction in life. This chapter discusses the dynamics of goal achievement and how our ability to fulfill our needs and achieve goals is influenced by various factors. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing our needs and formulating clear goals, but notes that inner forces like curiosity and attractions can complicate this process by creating barriers in the form of beliefs, associations, or memories. The chapter suggests that the extent to which we succeed in our endeavors depends on our understanding of external environmental forces, our skills, and our ability to execute those skills. It also highlights the idea that differences between what we desire and what we achieve can be attributed to a lack of knowledge or skills, as well as the ability to objectively assess the availability of what we want. It discusses the role of memory and subconscious experiences in influencing behavior, emphasizing that memories and beliefs do not disappear with time and can continue to affect us unless we learn to manage them. The chapter suggests that our ability to adapt and change our beliefs, associations, and memories is crucial for personal growth and satisfaction. It stresses the importance of staying in a constant state of learning and being open to change, as well as recognizing that what we have learned may not always be useful or relevant due to evolving environmental conditions. Finally, it argues that the willingness to change should come from a proactive stance rather than desperation, and it proposes 3 fundamental assumptions to guide this process. The acknowledgement that we haven't learned everything, that our existing beliefs may not always be useful, and that what we've learned is subject to change in response to evolving conditions. This text discusses the idea that every moment in life serves as an indicator of personal development. It illustrates this concept using the example of a trader who fears being wrong, which ultimately hinders their decision-making in the financial markets. The text emphasizes that acknowledging the perfection of each moment, even in the face of challenges or mistakes, is essential for personal growth. It also suggests that illusions result from believing one is already perfect and not needing to learn anything new. It encourages individuals to confront their weaknesses and accept their current state of development as a starting point for improvement. In the context of trading, it highlights the importance of self-valuation and personal responsibility for trading outcomes, as well as the need to build inner support and commit to continuous growth. Overall, the text promotes the idea that self-awareness, acceptance of imperfections, and a commitment to personal growth are essential for achieving success, especially in trading. This chapter discusses the concept of managing mental energy. It highlights how our thoughts and emotions can intensify or diminish emotional energy, affecting our state of mind. The chapter emphasizes the importance of using our thoughts creatively to change our mental environment and beliefs, ultimately leading to personal growth and improved life satisfaction. It also mentions the benefits of managing mental energy, such as increased confidence, satisfaction, intuition, and wisdom. The chapter encourages readers to embrace the idea of evolving and learning from experiences, rather than fearing mistakes and avoiding personal growth. Chapter 14, titled Techniques for Effecting Change, discusses various methods for bringing about change, particularly related to beliefs and behavior. The chapter highlights the importance of consciously shifting belief systems and provides exercises to implement these changes effectively. The key points in this chapter are: 1. Directing a conscious shift in belief systems. The chapter emphasizes that our conscious mind can generate thoughts that challenge and change our existing belief systems. By questioning the validity and usefulness of our beliefs, we can purposefully direct our attention towards more beneficial beliefs. 2. The power of wanting to change. The chapter stresses that the desire to change is the first step in the process. Wanting to change leads to thinking about it, and thoughts have the power to alter, reorganize, or eliminate beliefs. Beliefs cannot be destroyed but can be de-energized, rendering them powerless. 3. Identifying conflicting beliefs. The chapter provides an exercise to identify conflicting or contradictory beliefs by writing I am statements. Contradictory beliefs can cancel each other out and create mental conflict. 4. Asking yourself questions. The chapter suggests asking questions about your beliefs to gain a deeper understanding of how they impact your behavior and goals. It encourages introspection and self-awareness. 5. Writing as a technique for change. Writing is presented as a powerful tool for focusing thoughts and affecting change. The act of writing directs attention, clarifies intentions, and can help reshape one's mental landscape. 6. Self-discipline. Self-discipline is defined as consciously acting in a manner that contradicts existing beliefs, ultimately de-energizing those beliefs. It involves working outside of one's comfort zone to achieve specific goals. 7. Self-hypnosis. Self-hypnosis is mentioned as a technique to bypass the conscious mind's reasoning and accept new messages or beliefs more easily. 8. Positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are discussed as a means to change beliefs by repeatedly affirming desired traits or behaviors until they become ingrained beliefs. Overall, the chapter offers practical exercises and techniques for individuals to identify and change their beliefs and behaviors to align them with their goals and intentions. It emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, conscious choice, and the willingness to challenge existing belief systems. This chapter discusses the psychology of price movement in trading and how understanding the psychological forces inherent in traders' actions can help anticipate market behavior. It emphasizes that traders are the fundamental component of the market and that their beliefs about the future drive price movements. The chapter introduces key concepts like bids, offers, and market equilibrium. It explains that when two traders agree on a trade, they must have opposing beliefs about the future value of the contract. One thinks it will go up, and the other believes it will go down. The chapter discusses how traders' actions reveal their beliefs, and how buying high or selling low relative to the last price can indicate their convictions. The text describes how price movements result from the clash between buyers and sellers with opposing beliefs, and how price levels act as reference points. It outlines the dynamics of market behavior, including initiating, holding, and liquidating positions. The concept of significant reference points is introduced, particularly previous highs and lows, support, and resistance levels, which traders recognize and act upon. Finally, the chapter mentions balance areas where traders find comfort, and why prices tend to stay within them. It also touches on the idea that beliefs about the market become self-fulfilling prophecies when enough traders act based on their shared beliefs. This text discusses various aspects of trading psychology and market behavior. It highlights the significance of price levels where market reversals occur, and how traders remember and react to these levels. The text also touches on the concept of support becoming resistance, and resistance becoming support. explaining how these psychological levels can influence trading decisions. Furthermore, it discusses trends and trend lines, emphasizing that trends are a function of time and can be disrupted when there's a significant shift in the balance of market forces. The text suggests that traders can take advantage of such shifts by placing orders at strategic points. Lastly, it discusses how the behavior of the general public can impact market dynamics, especially in a bull market, and how professional traders anticipate and profit from the eventual downturn when the supply of buyers runs out. Overall, the text provides insights into the psychological aspects of trading and how traders interpret and react to market movements. Chapter 16, The Steps to Success, discusses key principles for achieving success in trading. Here's a summary. 1. Self-discipline and adaptability. Success in trading requires mental discipline and the ability to adapt to changing conditions and resources. You must change your perspective and mental components to control your perception of the markets effectively. 2. Trading is mental. Trading is primarily a mental activity. It's not you against the markets. Instead, it's about understanding and profiting from the differing beliefs of other traders about future market movements. 3. Taking responsibility. You are solely responsible for your trading results. Blaming the markets or external factors won't lead to success. Accepting responsibility is crucial for identifying the skills you need to improve. 4. Overcoming fear. Fear limits your ability to learn and predict market behavior. Overcoming fear is essential for successful trading. However, self-trust is needed to limit recklessness. Create and follow a set of trading rules to build self-trust. 5. Observing the markets objectively. To predict market behavior accurately, you need to observe the markets without distortions. Overcoming fear and emotional biases helps you do this. 6. Missed opportunities and mistakes. Stop seeing missed opportunities as mistakes. Every moment offers a reflection of your development. Viewing missed opportunities positively allows you to learn from them. 7. Confronting losses. Predefine what constitutes a loss in each trade. Confront the possibility of losing to eliminate fear. Understand that losses do not diminish you as a trader. 8. Executing losing trades. Execute losing trades immediately upon recognizing them. This prevents the temptation to hold on to losing positions, which can lead to even larger losses. 9. Becoming an expert in market behavior. Focus on mastering one specific market behavior pattern at first. Starting small and gradually expanding your focus will help build confidence and discipline. 10. Learning to execute a trading system flawlessly. Properly executing trades is a fundamental skill. Trading systems provide probabilities, not guarantees. Don't try to outguess your system. Instead, trust and follow it. Trading success involves discipline, self-awareness, and a commitment to learning and growth. By following these steps and principles, traders can increase their chances of success in the financial markets. This passage discusses the challenges of trading in financial markets compared to gambling with purely random outcomes. It emphasizes that in trading, the future is not random but shaped by traders' beliefs and actions. Traders are urged to develop a mindset focused on probabilities and to learn to execute trading systems flawlessly. The text outlines steps to becoming a successful trader, including thinking in terms of probabilities, identifying significant reference points, and maintaining objectivity. It also emphasizes the importance of self-monitoring and not getting overly attached to specific outcomes in trading. In this final note of Chapter 17, the passage highlights a key aspect of trading success beyond the technical skills discussed in the book. It suggests that trading is, to a significant extent, a reflection of a trader's self-esteem and self-valuation. The text implies that the amount of money a trader earns corresponds to their self-worth and the value they believe they deserve based on their acquired belief systems. It emphasizes that by improving self-esteem and self-valuation, traders can attract more abundance and financial success. The passage concludes by encouraging traders to focus on continuous learning and personal growth, as this will expand their beliefs about what is possible and contribute to their success.